So we got kind of lucky, kind of unlucky. We needed so these guys are I think it's 15/16, or maybe it's 1 5/16. I don't know. But we have a dash 12 and a dash 16 to go in and a dash 12 to go out. So that will marry up with the dash 12s that are already on the radiator going all. I wanted to go with dash 12 all the way, but on the front of the vehicle, the adapters that he's got on there are 7/8, and I don't have a 12 to 7/8. I don't think they make that. So I mean, it's not a big deal. We'll just go to dash 10 there. But it's going from 1 to 2, so it'll go from 1-12 to 2-10, so no big deal. But we got all those fittings, and we got the dash 16 hose ends. I sell all this stuff on my website. It's monkeyfabgarage.com. Great deals, super high quality hose fittings. ORB. What else? All kinds of little. We got PTFE. We got all kinds of cool stuff at monkeyfabgarage.com. monkeyfabgarage.com. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of figure out how wide we need to put the hole in the floor pan so we can get these fittings through there, because this will go onto the bottom of meal. And then this guy go onto the top of here, and there'll be a short little run of hose between the two. You guys get the picture? And yeah, so we just got to kind of figure that out, and if we actually have enough, which yeah, we should be all right. Doing the old eyeball test, it looks pretty good. So yeah, let me get the calipers. And so if you go like 2-inch, 2 should clear it. So we'll get the 2-inch hole saw out. Let's go out. Yeah. Well, that didn't work out very well, did it? What is going on, y'all? I've never used these before, apparently. There we go. Okay. Sure as fuck can't see. So close, but yet so far away. She cried mo, 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 mo. Mo, 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 whoa. Whoa. A little darling. Okay, we will not put that last one in just so you can kind of see what we got going on, y'all. So, yeah, we just hung that guy, and yeah, you can see my hole was off a little bit. It's just the way it goes when you're eyeballing shit and you can't fit in the trunk. But yeah, we adapted and overcame and used a little bit of die grinding to clean it out. And yeah, is it still to notice? So it's actually space all the way around it, believe it or not. So yeah, it is there. So now we're gonna get it up in the air and see how this is gonna kind of flow and where it needs to land underneath. And of course, a coast, that makes sense, right? This is going to work just fine. However, my microphone don't fit. Somebody said my sports cam has better sound quality than this camera. This is very expensive microphone. So I hope that's not true. I think you guys are trolling me most of the time, 99% of the time. So you can see right here is our hose hanging down, and here is, it's a little weird looking because of the way you're canted, but this right here will give us, you know, about an inch of dash 16 hose. Yeah, a little bit more, a little bit more. Okay. So our 2-inch and 6 hose is good to go. Why does building cars take so long? Well, yeah. Anyway, so we'll go bolt everything up and start taking measurements for our water pump support bracket box thing. There we go. Here's our pump, and it's hanging. Yeah, maybe that's enough. Maybe we'll just make a shield and roll with it. Go ahead and put that last bolt in and see if this is flopping all over the place. If it is, we'll have to do something. And maybe it's just to make a box and then make some kind of clamp that goes around this guy just to kind of hold it onto the box. It might just be that simple. The KISS theory. So, yeah. Okay. Well, let me think. Let me stare. A lot of fabrication is thinking, staring. And you don't want to watch that. Alright, we're back. We got the pump hunk is right now, and the reservoir. So I was gonna make a box for that, and I'm gonna make something to cover it, like basically a protector that's gonna keep all the rubber that's gonna come off of these guys from going onto the pump. But I think what I'm just gonna do is run the lines first, like hang the radiator, run the lines, and then I can just make a shield. And if I decide that I need to, after the hose is on there, I think that's going to probably hold it pretty steady. But we'll see. If it's flopping around, then we'll figure out something. I made this very complicated device to hold this in place with a few hoodies and a bungee cord. And that'll kind of help us get this up here, get it kind of locked up where it needs to be. And then all we got to do is figure out how to hang this onto the chassis. It's got this roll cage that kind of comes out the back of it here. Sorry about the lighting, but yeah, so we just put this up here, and we'll need to manipulate it a little bit to get it kind of perfect. But the idea is I don't want to have anything underneath the car, so that looks pretty good. What I do want to do is grab the dash 12 fittings that I'm going to actually use instead of these push locks, and put them on there just to make sure they're not any taller, and that'll be fine. And then all you got to do is just make some sort of little mount, come down, fold over to put on there. And then on this side we'll do the same thing, just have them drop down and fold it over and get these guys over here. Okay, a bit of CAD modeling, and that side will be good, and this side is good. I just gotta put a fold in it so we can put the mounting points, and yeah. So we made our brackets. This is going to be the passenger side, and we'll bend it where this little line right now is. You see them? Yeah, you can see them right there, right along here. I just put this in. You can bend this stuff on a brake, 11 gauge, okay, but it just helps knock little holes in. It also makes it sure that you get the bend exactly where you want it to. And this will be the driver's side, like this, passenger side, and we'll bend them out. We'll mark the holes, drill the holes for the mounting hardware, and I'm just gonna let this stuff soak in the vinegar overnight because this mill scale is like, it's like armor plating. I can't get it off. You, my brown-eyed girl. Hey, remember where did we go? Days when the rains came. So now we're up, y'all. You can see, like, There's the radiator, but as you come up to flush, there's nothing showing, which is what we want. And our little brackets, we're gonna clean off the bottom of this rail right here, and we'll just weld it on. Should be able to get to either both sides, no problem on that. And we'll just mark these holes on here and here and drill those guys out. So we'll see our fitting is right now. It's going to kind of loop back and around and go over here, so it won't be touching or hitting anything. And over here is much of the same. All right, so you can see our tacks up in meow around 1, 2, and 3, and same on the other side. And I'm just going to go ahead and weld out either side now. So, as you can see up now, we got that in, and we'll do the same for the other side. And then on the back side, what we'll do is we'll go in there and we'll just stitch it probably like 3 places just to make sure we got some meat on both sides. But that's, the outer side's plenty. That's pretty thick, and it all went in pretty nice and hot. I hope that's not my footy catching on fire. I can see lots of little smokies. This side right here went in pretty well. So yeah, we're solid. We're solid. But we'll let this cool down a little bit, just because I don't like metal to get too hot, because I've seen too many fires started from welding. But there wasn't anything on the backside of that tube, just paint, and the whole place smells like burnt paint. So give that a second to cool down a little bit, so it's not like super hot, and we'll drop the radiator out and stitch weld the inside of those supports, and the radiator will be hung, which is kind of the whole hard part of the job. The only thing I really got to do besides that is up at the front, where we're going to go into either side of the engine. I need to, what I basically think I'm going to do is just make a kind of like a merged collector, like the same thing I do for my turbo kits, but we'll just make it out of aluminum, go from a 12 to 2 10s, and that'll give me what I need to run the lines for the front. So that's about it. I don't have the Y blocks on me, and I can do it for cheaper. So